Engaging camouflage. Huh? Commander, Glorious Dawn members up ahead. With my new situation, I'm likely our best option to talk sense to them.
All right. Let's go. Talk to the Glorious Dawn.
You there. You need to leave. This is a holy site, traitor. Those shunned by the Dawn are not welcome. Did you not hear me? You must leave unless you wish to be ushered into perfection before the rest of this architect-forsaken colony. But please, give me an excuse to kill the betrayer of our exalted leader.
I'm no betrayer. It is all of us who were betrayed. Where's your hierarch? I will speak with them at once.
I don't... that is...
Look, we have a device with the power to manipulate rifts. You better do what she says.
I can't. Hierarch! Hierarch Wolcott! You're needed over here! So, the power to manipulate rifts. That seems, let me just say I apologize if I've offended you in any way.
Wolcott? Wolcott's your hierarch? Shit.
Well, look here. I never expected to see you again, Azahelia. Here to spread more deceptions like your broadcast.
The only deception was your leaders. Tell him, Azza.
Of course. It's so simple even you can understand, Wolcott. She was setting us all up to be political pawns. Our deaths were to be proof of the Consul's superiority as a leader.
Not only that, she hid this device which can manipulate rifts from all of you.
If this is true, well, We shall see. Come, prove to me this device can do what you say. Then I will decide. But let me assure you, if you do anything but follow me to the rift, violence will ensue. I must admit to a certain modicum of suspicion towards your claims, but consider my interest piqued.
Why is the hierarch leading outsiders to the rift?
Something of great import is afoot. No one gets escorted to the rift. Is it time for sacrifices? When's our turn?
Acolyte Varnham said he heard them talking about a device that can change the nature of the rift.
That's preposterous. Must be some tomfoolery.
Is that Azza the betrayer? Why is she here? And why is she still alive?
If you can indeed control the rift, as you say, that changes things. It could force us to rethink our understanding of the rifts, but we are nothing if not truth seekers. We are here. Prove to me that your device can manipulate the rift, as you claim. Gods! This should not be possible. That device borders on the heretical. You will hand it over now, and then we shall decide what to do with you.
No. Seems you hadn't heard. Azza is a new revelation for the Dawn.
Oh, that's right. I do. I know you ignored my broadcast, Wolcott, but the latest revelation is irrefutable. The science proves that we must align with perfection before we merge with the rifts, lest we be denied their paradise. We must show humanity the way to live righteously.
I did listen. I just refused to believe. I was always jealous of your scientific knowledge of the rifts, something that was beyond me. But if you can manipulate them, I can deny the truth no longer. Acolytes of the glorious dawn, prepare! We leave this place within the hour. We have a new message for humanity. I shall oversee the exodus of my acolytes forthwith.
Commander?
Why you are not leaving?
Ours is not to question why. Ours is to obey. If it's time for us to go, we go.
Those outsiders must have secret information from the esteemed leader themselves. Nothing to sense. We must be here. For a century. themselves. Nothing else makes sense. We were supposed to be here until our ascension.
I didn't do anything.
Aza's not a betrayer. She's the new esteemed leader? And we're leaving?
I'm confused and dismayed, but it's best not to ask questions. The hierarchy knows.
Well, we have visitors. At first, we thought they were converts to the Order, newly initiated into the wonders and glory of the plan. And they
Outsiders
they
must have
apparently
secret
mistook us for
information
believers
from
of
the
their
esteemed
zealous
leader
delusion.
themselves.
They are
Since we were
nonsensically
supposed to be
worshippers
here
of the
until our
rifts.
ascension.
The literal, actual rifts. Supposedly, through the rifts, we transcend this mortal coil and are united in an ethereal utopia, instead of the more likely experience of having one's atoms ripped apart. Still, despite their peculiar notions and rituals, we did not consider this to be disqualifying of our good grace and hospitality. Until they tossed Johansson into the rift. And while I cannot say for certain what happens when you pass through a rift, those of us who remain have no intention of finding out. We are
I
planning
will
a
happily
quiet
move
exit
on if the
in
hierarch
night.
and esteemed leaders say we must, but it just don't make sense.
There are a lot of ways to go into this place. Yeah, this is probably going to get replaced by the order of, by the order.
I can't believe I spent all that time cleaning up.
Yeah, this
corpses
definitely
before
looks
just
like a
leaving.
whole settlement.
Why are we leaving? I thought Walcott said we were stationed here until it was our turn to join with the Rift.
Maybe some of these places will be open.
Why are we leaving? I thought Walcott said we were stationed.
I can't believe I spent all
Move it!
Are the gunpowder?
Time cleaning up corpses if we're just leaving.
Good lord, there's so many places to go in this town.
I can't believe I spent all that time cleaning up corpses if we're just leaving.
I found what I was looking for. No need to continue messing with the Dawn's communication devices.
Okay. Let's go turn in a few quests.
Any news from the field? Any further
It's
progress?
done. Anti-choice territories now extend from here to below the bridge.
Well, excellent. Good show. I'll rest a bit easier tonight. Not as blissfully oblivious to our struggles as others here, mind you, but better. Anyhow, here's your reward. Pleasure doing business with you. Pleasure doing business with you.
You have needs. I have looking.
Yeah, you got nothing. Okay. Wait, what? That's the main quest, which I don't want to do. So let's go into this place first.
Enjoy your time in the garden.
Oh yeah.
Miss Doyle's still on her break, but I'm happy to assist you.
If it isn't my favorite collaborator. I thought I said we shouldn't be seen together. And I'd like...
Oh. Missed that, huh?
Appreciate the help. Now shoo, before we get caught.
Yeah, it's all provision dispenser. None of it is like Auntie's choice stuff.
You are here for a reason? Please
Wait, what? Armament dispenser? Did I buy all this? I think I did. Sorry. I'll just buy it again, just in case. But I'm pretty sure I bought everything here. Oh, I should be... What do you mean no modifications available? Yeah, I still don't have anything for these. Which is kind of annoying. So I did buy everything there. So I am missing so many.
You bring a cultist into my presence? I hope this isn't a sign you've lost your nerve. Or are you planning on removing the cultists from Newton one at a time, like this one here? I was expecting different results.
Oh, you're talking about the Dawn in Newton. We have already handled that situation.
You saw a problem and followed your own methods to solve it. I can admire that. Here's something for your trouble. If you removed Newton's unsightly blemish, I believe you may be trustworthy. I have reasons something predicted has come to pass.
When can I see the presiding bishop now?
You've given me reasonable doubt that you will kill the presiding bishop on sight. But this task takes precedence over all else. If you care for the Order, you will see it through. One of the satellites comprising the Hyperion web was struck by a wayward craft and crashed on Paradise Island. I need someone to recover an informational component from it.
What's the Hyperion reticulum?
The web is an Order-crafted network of information collection satellites. Our would-be Protectorate overlords squandered them as glorified surveillance devices. We actually implanted a back door in the web to bring it back under our control, should a circumstance like this arise. But we did not foresee certain Protectorate modifications. But let's not speak of that. Find a way past the Protectorate at the crash site, collect the data, and return it here. Violence is likely, but perhaps you'll find an alternative.
Any idea how can I solve this without violence?
Only theoretically. The Protectorate guarding the site will be anything but welcoming. You'd likely need to find something, or someone, to wrest their attention away from you. I cannot say how that might be accomplished, unfortunately. Some of our scholars find answers to their solutions at the CAF integration point. Perhaps you might do the same. Collect the data from the crashed site and return it here. May the odds prevail against your bloody demise. I look forward to the... Now, how might we...
End range? Consume energy instead of ammo to apply heavy and radiated. Will revert to standard ammo supply when energy reserve are insufficient. Also apply less and radiated. Okay. Vulcan? Oh, I can't. Okay. Spacer's choice. I mean, that weapon is just a cool scythe. Oh, right. The Big Bang. Yeah, I tried the Xyranium Ray. Not very good, honestly. Okay. Okay. I don't want to go over there and do that yet. I feel like that's just going to end everything. Yeah. So we have to do the crash thingy first.
Feeling like I could take on the galaxy, Commander. But don't worry, I always got time for you.
Okay. So this is the protectorate, right? So we should take him with us. Did all the mines respawn? I swear I got rid of most of them. Never mind.
There, a misjudgment. the authority of the sovereign!
I guess it's too late to do this stealthily, huh?
If that blockade had been staffed by staunch Protectorate defenders, we never would have been able to overcome it. Truly a sorry defense. I am prepared. Speak freely.
Got something that needs doing, Commander?
Okay. I mean, why would we do it any other way when fights are so easy? Partly my fault. I mean, mostly my fault. But still.
Enjoy your time in the garden.
What?
I look forward to the reclamation of the Hyperion web. Hopefully you shall facilitate that. Now, how might we be of use to one another?
Crash satellite found. Information retrieved. Here you are.
Yes! Excellent! Take that, reductionists! Your horrid little surveillance devices shall finally be used for what their purpose should have been! Don't tell anyone about that outburst, please. Here's something to keep you quiet.
I think I've more than proven myself. Can I meet with the presiding bishop now?
Yes. You've earned not only my trust, but the Order's as well. I hope you'll continue working with us in the future. I've informed the presiding bishop you're coming to speak with her. She can be found in the room off the main stairwell. I'm sure I don't need to say this. But if you even think about bringing harm to Ruth, I shall know. Be on your very, very best behavior. Let's pinpoint what you and I can...
Good to see you again. I had hoped we could speak earlier, but no matter. A little time remains. You are a crucial variable in the solution to a critical problem. Since the unfortunate end of the peace talks, Gertie and I have kept in communication, and we believe it is still possible to get the Order and Auntie's Choice to work together. When you go in to speak with the presiding bishop, please raise the issue with her. I assure you this is the correct thing to do, for yourself, for us, for Arcadia.
Alrighty. Let's say help. What do I get out of this?
For one, having the allied might of their forces at your back when facing down the Protectorate. If that's not sufficient, perhaps some additional incentive could also be provided. And if you might consider an appeal to your better nature, ending the conflict between Auntie's Choice and the Order would have untold benefits for all Arcadia.
Understand. I'll bring it up with Ruth.
Farewell. I would say good luck, but I put no stock in chance, only probability. May the plan favor us against long odds.
Fine entrance.
The Order has always proclaimed patience as a virtue, but I am pleased my waiting is finally at its endpoint. For so long, you have only existed as numerical values on a chart. A bright star in a constellation of possibilities, as it were. Now with your arrival, the Order nears the totality of its goals, provided you are willing to stay aligned with our cause.
I'm not making any commitment until I know what those goals are.
Prudent. Now then, I gather you already know who I am, but science has shown that good manners strengthen developing relationships by 5.3%. So, allow me to introduce myself. I am Ruth Bassar, third presiding bishop of the Order of the Ascendant, supreme calculator, and, plan willing, the architect of Arcadia's prosperous future.
Quite the entrance. What's that machine you were in?
My sensory deprivation chamber. I spend the majority of my days closed inside the silence, dulling myself against the tedious excesses of the body and mind.
Neat. Can I try it?
It's a rather personal apparatus, customized to my biological measurements. Would you ask to try on a stranger's undersuit? Perhaps you would. Your recent exploits at Greater Tranquility Station have certainly made for compelling reading material. Confronting an assassin, and thereby sparing the delegates' lives before the rift inexplicably destroyed the station? Such a commendable effort is worthy of acknowledgement.
You're welcome. It was a close thing, if I'm honest.
Yes, by all reports it was. But the plan evidently has greater outcomes prepared for Vicar Levin.
Levin seems like a good man.
He is, at that. I consider him a close personal friend, and I cannot say that about many. However, there's something of even greater import we must discuss. I just received the most curious transmission from Auntie Cleo. She wishes to discuss a partnership of sorts, and I heard you were the source of this plot.
That is correct. Is this something you'd be open to?
I must admit I have significant doubts about colluding with an entity like Auntie's Choice. Why should the Order agree to even entertain the possibility?
Levitt has built a strong framework for peace. You shouldn't be afraid to use it.
Levin's methodology is usually faultless, and it would be a pity to scrap so much fine preparatory work. Auntie Cleo has already proposed a secure conference room on board the Undisputed Claim for our use. I will await your arrival there to mediate.
Failed to cite her work completely. I worked with presiding Bishop Orlo, you know. Now there was a serious scientician.
If x is the square root of -1, and you distribute the two binomials together, then the coefficient is... Oh, sorry. Help you with something? May all...
The plan is always in motion. Much like you, it would seem.
You went to a lot of trouble to recreate Eden's condition here in Cloister. Why?
Call it proof of concept. Laplace's garden is more than its aesthetic. It offers a vision of a future free from the despotic rule of narrow-minded jingoists, where the fruit of the plan can finally ripen. It saddens me to see the garden so despoiled by our wartime presence. But with the loss of Spirton, necessity dictated we quarter here in the interim.
How does one become a presiding bishop of the Order?
Oh, the Laureate Council simply draws a name out of a hat.
That doesn't seem very scientific.
No? Go figure. In reality, I was recommended for my position by the preceding bishop. Paired with my skills as a seer, I was the natural choice when it came time for the council to vote.
Why did the last presiding bishop recommend you?
My predecessor, presiding Bishop Orlo, and I had a close working relationship. He knew I possessed the skills and temperament for the role. I counted him a friend. Orlo shared with me his doubts about the Order's partnership with the Protectorate. The compromises made. He had many such regrets at the end of his life.
That must have influenced your decision to break away from the Protectorate.
It was not the only determining factor, but yes, it factored in.
Thanks for taking the time to indulge my curiosity.
May you achieve progress in accordance with the plan.
Okay, one more. Do you have anything else?
Welcome back, Agent. Is there some evaluation I can do for
I
you?
meant to ask you before the role the Order played in what happened at Horizon Point.
As I told you in my message, a splinter group was responsible for recruiting your fellow agent and tasking her to perpetrate that heresy. The conviction of those radicals was such that they elected to perish from exposure to Cloister's wilderness to avoid fouling their predictions and my interference. Their interpretation of the data was at odds with mine. I forbade them taking action, to no avail, obviously. I disavowed their actions then, as I do now.
Oh. Well, I guess you should have disavowed them harder.
A wise leader is always open to constructive criticism. May you achieve... The plan is always in motion. May you...
Okay.
That's one way to become the center of attention.
Have an intellectually stimulating day.
Okay.
Be the statistical exception to the natural state of entropy in the universe.
universe.
Let's pinpoint what you and I can accomplish.
Okay, so now we go up to the ship and do this. Handle the negotiation. And I think we're gonna, I don't know who we should bring here. Obviously Marisol, because it's the order. Do I want to bring Inez? But she's not really, I kind of want to bring Tristan though. But then Inez is pretty obvious of a choice here as well. Let's do it.
Live, love, laugh, purchase, and consume with Auntie's choice.
Make profitable choices.
Okay, this is a great place to save.
Look who it is, the instigator of this little affair. Her mathematicalness should be along soon, unless the leader of the Order's too busy crunching numbers to attend to business. There we are. Apologies for the delay. We were resolving some technical issues. Cloister's atmosphere has a tendency to... Oh, yes! Regale us with a thorough account of Cloister's atmosphere. Oh, spare no detail. This must be Auntie Cleo's trademark wit. I expected better.
I see why a neutral third party was needed here.
If I was discourteous, I apologize. So long as our mediator proves up to the task, surely we can remain civil. If not, these negotiations may prove short indeed.
Would advising you to kiss and make up accomplish anything?
No, it would not. From where I'm positioned, I sense 3 sore points still in need of massage. Point 1, control of the archive. Point 2, oversight of production and distribution of skip cores. And point 3, management of Rift technology.
The most important thing to decide first is who gets the control over the archive.
Before we go any further, I want it in writing that the Order will take full control of the archive without interference from Auntie's choice. What? So the Order can set it fruitlessly idling for another few centuries? We would put it to far more practical use. Imagine the marketing strategies it could develop. I would sever my own hand before giving custody of the archive over to a corporation. Humanity's ascension depends on its calculations. No, such a condition is out of the question.
How about the Order get the archive, but direct some power to an ad campaign?
I am amenable to that proposition. Less work on our part. I'm waiting to hear an argument that would support such a ludicrous proposal.
Warning speech. Imagine never listening to another ad about a product being 110% better than before.
That is a compelling vision of the future. One I could perhaps support. Involving money in science seems questionable. But having access to Auntie's resources would be useful for our research. Fine.
Yeah,
yes,
the middle
I
option
agree.
there was also great as well.
Reluctantly.
Ruth, I commend you for being so receptive. And I assure you that Auntie's Choice values science. Nothing bad has ever happened when science and commerce are combined.
On the subject of science, it would be most prudent for us to discuss who will be overseeing the management of skip drives, specifically the production of skip cores.
No one understands production like we do. Besides which, we have far more experience using skip drives. It was how we came to Arcadia, after all.
Where Auntie's Choice manages, the Order would undoubtedly excel. Do not exclude us from consideration merely for lack of experience.
So you ramp up production? And then what? Hand skip drives out for free to whoever wants one? Preposterous, and a waste of a perfectly good monopoly.
We would be diligent about who we licensed out the skip drives to, and a monopoly over space travel is precisely what I wish to avoid. This technology should benefit all humanity.
So this one is a patent for a year and then is available to everybody. And this one is the Order draft restrictions to curb the abuse while anti-handle production. Interesting. I think this one just a patent for a year, and then the tech become available to all.
A year-long patent seems serviceable. And if it gets extended once or twice or 40 times, what's the harm?
As long as Auntie's Choice is willing to abide by additional addenda limiting its patent extensions, the Order is in agreement.
Yes, fine. I can have our scriveners draft something up.
There is still the question of who takes possession of the Protectorate's rift technology once the war is finished. Although the science is still largely theoretical, this technology could be used to not only close rifts, but create new ones. A dangerous power indeed, left in the wrong hands.
The Order would fritter away valuable time endlessly hand-wringing what to do with the technology. Auntie's Choice would actually use it. For good, of course. In a gainful manner.
Let the Order make the technology safe before Auntie's Choice manufactures more devices.
That is not an entirely terrible idea. Would cut down on the research and development overhead.
I am happy to accept such a compromise, so long as the Order always remains involved in supervising access to the technology.
Well then, that's that. I don't believe there's anything more on the docket.
There is one final matter I wish to discuss. I require some chemicals that I have been told are manufactured at a plant on Praetor, controlled by Auntie's Choice.
That doesn't sound too difficult. Auntie, can you help with that?
I know which plant you're referring to, Ruth, and what comes out of it is hardly safe for general use. Out of professional curiosity, what could you possibly need with such dangerous compounds? Running a little experiment, are we? On what? Or whom?
That is, quite frankly, none of your concern.
But it is Auntie's business now, Ruth. You two are working together.
Precisely. Partners don't withhold secrets, although they can and probably should withhold extremely dangerous chemicals if not properly notified of what they will be used for.
I will make no progress with my request without further explanation, will I? While the archive is an infinitely complex machine, an equally complex apparatus has been designed which allows one to interact with it directly, brain-to-logic assembly, as it were. Unfortunately, this headgear exacts a rather tremendous cost on the wearer. A certain panacea is needed to survive it, but I require these chemicals to finish it.
You seem nervous, Ruth. Is there something more to this drug that you're not telling us?
Perhaps I have not been entirely forthright. This treatment will enact a permanent change in my personality. Irreversible. But it will not cost me anything I would lament losing.
And I thought we were the ones who threw caution to the wind. Ah, well, Ruth, if worst comes to worst, I'd be happy to serve as a substitute teacher for the Order.
A generous offer, but I fear you lack a certain number of qualifications. Conscience, for example.
If you make this bet, and you're wrong in any way, the entire Order will suffer.
You sound just like Laureate Beckett. I weary of having this debate, especially as I can never seem to win it. Very well. Never mind about the chemicals. Now is not the time for risky experimentation at any rate.
Oh, bother. Here I wanted to see Ruth lobotomize herself. Oh, well. Best I'll say is today's outcome is workable. Barely. Our gains were not as exclusive as I had hoped they'd be.
Arriving at any arrangement even remotely equitable was statistically improbable. Be glad our mediator managed to find a middle path forward.
I'm just happy you two are able to reach an agreement at all.
As am I. You certainly have a way of curving probability into your favor.
Well, that'll be all for today. Don't forget to purchase the latest in Auntie's Choice products out on the value-added Esplanade, or enjoy a refreshing cocktail at the Best Choice. And do come see me personally when you have time. I have just the thing in mind for an accomplished freelancer such as yourself.
One moment. There are still the logistics of recapturing the archive to consider.
We'll, of course, provide our expert troops to support these efforts. Have your people call my people to sort details. Toodaloo!
Brusque as ever. Auntie's troopers will certainly help us manage the Protectorate forces easier, especially if supported by your help. But it would be irrational to expect you to endanger your own life without a more specific strategy in place. Fortunately, I have already given this some thought. First, Order forces must move into our former headquarters at Spyreton. A simpler task now that you have liberated it. By all accounts, you thoroughly routed the enemy. Well done. More importantly, there is a lift located in Spyreton which can deliver our troops into the archive to assist you against the Protectorate. Unlocking and calling that lift can only be done from within the archive, however. So you will need to infiltrate the archive by alternate means, via a bridge connected to Newton. Fortunately, I am told you already dealt with the cultists there. Unfortunately, you will still need to find a way past a small rift currently blocking the bridge.
Good news. I'm in possession of a device that temporarily closes rifts.
Ordinarily, I do not fancy surprises, but you are proving an exception to that rule. With such a device in hand, bypassing the rift should be as rudimentary as pie. And perhaps at some later date, you will also permit our scientists to analyze this gadget at length in one of our labs, provided all goes according to plan.
So retake Spyreton, infiltrate the archive, and unlock the lift. Got it. Anything else?
There is a computronical key that you will also need to locate within the archive called the Calcaduceus. The Calcaduceus grants special access to the archive. Once it is back in Order hands, we will have full control over its systems once more.
In exchange for my help, I want to use the archive to analyze some Rift data I have.
Until the Order has control over the archive again, this discussion is all but moot. You know what must be done. May you achieve progress in accordance with the plan.
I never would have foreseen this day would come. You are exceedingly unpredictable, Commander. In a good way. Mostly.
I'm damn glad we could get Auntie's Choice and the Order to make peace with one another. I was worried for a minute that Basar was gonna pass up a good deal. Reckon this news will give the Arcadians hope. Lon knows they need it. Anyhow, was there something you needed, Commander?
It defies belief you negotiated a partnership between Auntie's Choice and my colleagues. I've no faith in my predictions now.
You know what they say, you can't beat them.
Don't try to talk sense into me, dear. On this topic, I'd prefer to remain obstinate. May the plan favor.
Alright. That's a lot of bits. Oh, Auntie's Cleo's office. Right. Let's go talk to her.